Hey photography hotspotters, Rob Potter here. Today I am down at the Willamette National Park. You think I'd know that, being that I'm here, and I am doing the Newnes Ruins Walk, which is really cool. Just looking off camera to make sure I got that one right. But it's really cool. You should definitely come down and check it out. In this video review, I'm going to show you some videos, show you some photos that we've taken, so that you can come down here as well and take photos of this fantastic place. Alright guys, so I've come in from my camping trip, which was fantastic. Where we stayed in Newnes at the camping grounds there is absolutely beautiful. You're in a bit of a valley, and it's really cool, and best of all, it's free. So one of those locations that I certainly recommend you go to, especially if you are going to check out this photography location, which is the Newnes Industrial Ruins Walk, which was really cool. But first of all, I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an idea as to where it is in Australia. So it is in New South Wales, and it is in the Willamette National Park, and it is in a place called Newnes, hence the name's Newnes Industrial Walk. But it is sort of outside of Sydney. So Google sort of says it's about 2 to 2.5 hours from Sydney, which could be correct. It is a bit of a long drive, but again, one that's certainly well worth it. And yeah, it's an amazing photography location, and you're sort of heading out and obviously past the Blue Mountains, past Lithgow here, and you're going to keep going out. So what is the Newnes Industrial Ruins? I sort of tried to do a bit of a Google search and find some old photos, because obviously the photos that I've taken and the video that I've taken is of it all sort of decrepit and sort of crumbling. But I just wanted to try and find a bit of a photo to show you guys the sheer size of what this place was. And here's a bit of a photo of it here. Unfortunately, it's not very big, but it does sort of hopefully give you guys a bit of an indication as to how big the Newnes, I believe it was a shell. And I do have this information here. I probably should have just quickly checked that before I started. Yeah, so an oil shale mining site, which was open between 1906 and 1932. So not a massively long time, but I guess long enough for them to build all these buildings, which have now sort of been reclaimed by the surrounding bushland and the scrubs. And so that's what I'll show you guys today. First of all, I'll show you a couple of quick little videos I did on my iPhone. These are the coke ovens, and there's 2 rows of them. So you sort of walk up here and beyond. And as you can see, that they're these massive sort of dome-styled ovens. Not exactly sure behind what they were, unfortunately, but yeah, absolutely amazing. And as I said, there are actually 2 columns there, so you actually sort of walk up this track and then around and then back down this side here, and there are actually more of these again on the other side. So it's really quite cool, and this will be the first sort of ruin that you come to, or ruins that you come to when going along the track. And then as you go along, you will come to, as you would have saw in the intro behind me, were some buildings. So this is probably the best sort of structure that's sort of, I guess you could say, still standing. There are other walls and that sort of stuff, lots and lots of foundations, but this is probably the best sort of structure that has been left. And again, really quite cool as well. So some of the photos that I took, let's jump into Photoshop here. So some of the photos I took, this was one that I just quickly snapped on the iPhone. Again, just to give you guys a bit of an idea, the coke ovens, which I spoke about before. A couple more photos of what it actually looked like and a bit of a history. So really quite cool there. So, and here's one of the photos that I took of the coke ovens. This is actually just around the corner. So you walk, this is the second aisle, if you will. You can see all the bricks and that sort of stuff sort of crumbling down. And again, really cool. This is one of the photos of that structure that I showed you in the video. Really cool. And third, this, I guess, sort of shows you, this is sort of as you go past that building, you then go down and around and into some of the foundations that are left. So again, that's really quite cool there. So there's sort of 3, and you can see obviously how the bush has sort of started to reclaim it. Well, not started to, it certainly has reclaimed it. The next few photos that I've got, I haven't actually retouched, so they're not as vibrant and colourful. But again, it's actually just down the stairs from that other photo that I just showed you before. You can see this was actually taken early morning, which I guess a location like this is not, it's not gonna matter too much what time of day you visit it, because you do have all the sort of the dense bushland overhead. But if you can, probably early morning or sort of late afternoon. Here, I've gone early morning, and you can see we've got some sort of fog rolling in, which is actually quite cool. Although it just sort of did drizzle a little bit, but still quite cool. Again, another photo from inside that building there. And I believe I've got one more here. And this is just a photo of one of the foundations. Again, not retouched, but a photo of one of the foundations. So look, all up, it's a really cool photography location. It sort of reminds me out of something that would have been out of Indiana Jones. We do have a full review of it up, a written review of it up on the Newnes Ruins Walk, which I'll also embed this video in. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. All up, you're probably going to need, I reckon, a good 2 hours to walk around it, because remember, you are going to stop and take photos. And it's certainly not a tough track to walk around. There's no massive hills or anything like that. But there's, again, like you saw in the photo, it's just such a big place. Which I think is such a cool thing that this sort of stuff exists. And hopefully, you're watching this and you're going, wow, look at that. How cool is that? I can't wait to run out there and grab my camera and take some photos of it, because hopefully that's what these photography reviews are all about, and what Photography Hotspots is all about. Now, if you have been to this location, I'd love to hear what you thought of it. So please jump on to Photography Hotspots, find the Newnes Ruins Walk, and leave me a comment and your feedback. Let me know what you thought of it. You certainly won't regret going there anyway. So, and hopefully that helps, guys. Happy snapping. All the best. Have a great time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Visit photographyhotspots.com.au for more great Australian photography locations.